So much about the weather.
Ah, really?
He says, yeah, in...
Manuel, es un milagro. ¡Ay! Una escalera colgando en el cielo. Yo misma la vi.
Lo mismo cuento siempre.
Dicen que Dios mismo ha bajado.
Tengo algo que decir.
¡Ay, viejo necio!
The film has a very distinctive format, which you call tondoscope. Could you explain what that is and why you chose that approach?
Tondoscope is film in a circle. Basically, it's a circular film. It's an image without corners. And it's an attempt to picture paradise as a world before the world. And to have no corners in a film, it means that there's no off space. There's no imaginary field out of the image. There's only one space, just like a world that's still intact. And if you create a world that's still intact, you can also open it and break it. And that's what my Lucifer character does. At the same time, you picture the world in its true planetary shape, connecting that shape with the microscopical form of elements. And also that to connect great things and small things together in a very simple and easy way. I like that with the circle.
Was it difficult to do, to make a film of 140 minutes with that circle?
To shoot it was very easy, because everything looks good in a circle. I mean, the aesthetic balance is quite different, because every image is balanced without corners. It's very simple. Everything is at the center. The moment you create corners, you have a problem with stability. So to shoot it, it was quite easy. The big problem is that to tell a story, it's complex. You have never the wide shot. You have never the feeling of distance. You only have details. And you have to tell the story through these very small details. And it's quite difficult for an audience to enter that film. Because of that shape, you also have that big distance with the format. Also, the no off space doesn't allow a lot of imagination, let's say, in its story. So it has its advantages, but also its disadvantages.
Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Llevo ya mucho rato caminando.
What were the challenges of filming in Mexico with a, I think, largely amateur cast?
You know, at the end of the day, you work with human beings, and I had to learn the language, and they had to learn the film language, and we both became travelers that saw the world we created for the first time. I mean, it sounds very cheesy, but basically that's shortly what it became. You are not in Mexico anymore when you make a film. You're in the film. Every director or crew member knows that when a film crew arrives somewhere, all laws change, even if the laws already are very different. So we were in a kind of a stormy situation.
And did the cast impact the film? Was it different from what you'd imagined before you made it because of their impact?
I don't have expectations from my cast before I make a film. For me, a good film is if I can make it, is one that I don't know ahead what it will be. So I write my script and I even cast my actors, but it has to happen the moment we start working. There's something that they have to add, that we have to give and take, and that's magic. I mean, it's difficult to write that down or to expect a non-actor to come up with that ingredient. And so it was the art of them being themselves for 50%, and at the same time them playing a role for 50%. And I I asked maybe one of the most difficult things is for somebody to do it again. That's a very small detail, but you betray life. A documentary filmmaker would not be able to do that. To ask somebody to, sorry, but can you come in again, please, and smile the same way you did, but this time you turn right or left. And so that was quite a difficult thing. It's a very technical way of working. But then again, it was the pure, say it like the substance of acting was present. It's really playing like with puppets.